welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into this. When I first saw the commercials for this movie, I was thinking it was just gonna be this fun, cheesy little movie. It didn't look like it was gonna be that crazy. It looked like the perfect movie for me and my sister to watch because we love just silly, cheesy, whatever. However, after it came out, there were so many reports of people being like, oh my god, it's actually so good, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good, that I was like, okay, maybe I should expect a little more from this. And the first 10 minutes or so, I was like, yeah, okay, like, it's kind of what I expected it to be. It's a little cheesy. And then we got into the movie and I was like, as you may be able to guess, me and my sisters are kind of yappers, and when it comes to watching movies, especially movies that are like cheesy or just we're watching for fun, we are chatting it up. We are talking the entire time. We know what's going on. We're paying attention, but we're also like, we're going for it. This movie, about like 20 minutes in, dead silent. We were locked in. We were sat for the entire thing.
How am I supposed to fix the world? Fix me when I don't have my voice. Why?
That being said, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it is the most perfect movie ever. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it is really good. It's a solid movie, and it was really enjoyable. And I think it had a really good message to it, and I just fell in love with it. So let's rant about it. This movie's success is everything that Disney wanted Wish to be. And I think comparing those two films in particular is very important, because what Disney seemed to get out of Wish's reception was that people don't like a message in the story. They said they were gonna stop, putting messages. And then you look at the reception of K-pop Demon Hunters, and you see how completely backwards Disney had it.
This is what I am. Why couldn't you love me? I do. All of me!
People disliked Wish because it was soulless. Ironically, it was soulless. It lacked magic. It lacked that Disney heart that they tend to put in so many of their films. It didn't connect with its audience. The characters were very one-dimensional. They all had a singular character trait. The plot was very straightforward. There were no twists or turns. There was no real character growth in our main character or any of the characters, really. No one cared about these characters because they didn't make us want to care about these characters. We didn't learn anything about these characters. In K-pop Demon Hunters, there was so much soul, so much love, so much care. And I still feel like my one complaint is that we really didn't get to learn a lot about these characters. It was still pretty surface level, but the one thing that they attached to each character was deeper than just a simple personality trait, right? It was an actual event in that person's life that defined them and that pushed them through this film. It wasn't just, oh, I'm quirky. It wasn't just, oh, I'm evil, I'm selfish. It was something more than that. There was a deeper connection that is going to resonate with the audience a lot more than just, a flat bland character that we don't know anything about. At least we know things about these characters. A lot of people are saying that they want this to be a TV show, and I completely agree, because if this movie had that much time to dive into these characters, I think it would take it to a whole new level. This would be peak cinema, and it's already very good, but I think if we just had a little more time to get to know these characters, that it really would have taken this film to the next level. That being said, the music is super fun and engaging. The characters are super fun and engaging. The story is so unique and interesting. Disney has been complaining the last few times that they've put out original stories because they're like, oh, no one wants original stories. They just want remakes. No one goes to see these original stories. But that's because the original stories they're putting out are just these corporate, sad little movies that are so safe. They're so safe. Despite what Disney thinks, they're so safe. They're not taking risks. Moana 2, I don't even think that movie had a moral. The biggest takeaway from that was there's another way. There's always another way to do something.
There's always another way, Moana. What are you gonna do? Get lost?
Because Moana already found her confidence in the first movie. So she didn't learn to be confident in this movie or trust herself. She learned that in the first movie. So in this movie, she just learned that there's always another way, which is like a Dora type plot, you know? It's like, oh, can't go around it, can't go under it. I guess we'll have to go through it. Like, you know, and Wish, the moral of Wish was like, don't be selfish. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to tell us.
I spent my whole life keeping the secret. And the more I hid the shame, the more it grew until it started to destroy my voice. But the more I talk to you, I don't understand it, but somehow my voice is healed.
K-pop Demon Hunter's thesis or theme was so articulate, and again, I feel like that's why people are connecting with this film so much more. And that's honestly reminiscent of Pixar, who loves to give us these beautiful, fantastical worlds, but the themes are always very grounded and very emotional and very personal. And that's what makes them so incredible. And that's what, I haven't seen Elio yet, but I've heard that that's what Elio's missing, is it's a very simple plot, and it's not saying anything that, you know, you couldn't get from Disney Junior, which people aren't going to go to theaters and pay all this money to go see your Disney Junior special. They're going to go for something that has meaning, or that's so incredibly stupid and cheesy that you just have to go. I'm crap movie.
Flint and steel. You thought you found a family? You don't deserve one.
You're too much and not enough.
Like, the theme of guilt is so pertinent to almost everyone's lives that you're gonna have a hard time finding someone who doesn't resonate with that on some level or another. And I especially love that the two forms of guilt that we saw were two very different forms, right? One is, I was selfish and I betrayed my family, and now I have to live with that for the rest of my life. And the other was just the fact that she was born different, right? And I feel like that one especially is so powerful, especially in today's day and age, because so many people feel like they are different or are treated like they are different, and that they have to hide something about themselves in order to feel accepted by their peers, their friends, their co-workers, their classmates, or just the world in general. And having that internalized shame of, I am something not worthy of this love or this companionship or whatever, is so deeply personal. And using that as the driving force of our main character's arc was a brilliant decision, because it turned a very simple lesson or moral of just be yourself into something that was so much more. It didn't stare at the screen and say, hey, just be yourself, kid, and then that fixed the world. Our main character had to go through so much soul searching in order to reach the conclusion that accepting yourself and loving yourself and allowing other people, giving other people the chance to accept and love you as you are, is so important, not only to your own well-being and your own mental health, but to the relationships of those around you.
Your voices cannot defeat me.
Another thing that recent Disney movies have lacked are like real consequences. For example, in Moana 2, at one point Maui loses his tattoos and like loses his demigodhoodship thing. Like, that was a really big sacrifice for him, and it was such an impactful moment, but it was all rendered meaningless as soon as he got them right back at the end of the movie, like nothing happened. Like, why did he lose them if nothing was going to come of that? In K-pop Demon Hunters, we have real consequences for the character's actions. The biggest one is at the very end of the film, but another great example is all of the souls that are lost when Huntrix has their backs turned, or the fact that the relationship between those three girls matures as they mature throughout the film. the conflict between them isn't simple or easily brushed over or dismissed. It is palpable throughout the entire film. And those consequences to their actions and to their words is very important. It's like that's how stories and characters are built. And it's something that so many recent movies, not just Disney, a lot of movies recently, animated, live action, all of it, have just forgotten. They've forgotten that characters have layers and that relationships have layers. These are complex characters with complex wants and needs and goals and hopes and dreams and failures. And those are important because that's what makes a character a character. So many films these days forget that characters are supposed to be reminiscent of people, of living beings, and people are not simple. They are not easily boiled down to one trait or one talent. So trying to get us to relate to characters who are just a single trait is very difficult because we're not like that. As human beings, we're not like that. And so because the characters in this film had those layers, even if it wasn't a lot of layers, it was still enough that people are going to be able to connect to these characters and see themselves in those characters and want those characters to succeed because of that. It's such a simple concept, and it seems obvious because, duh, that's what storytelling is. But apparently, it is beyond many production companies right now because we are seeing so little of it in today's films.
Happy fans? Happy Hallmark! Yeah!
I don't know, I just thought it was very well done. I really do wish. I'm gonna be honest, this was one of those movies that it didn't feel like it was an hour and a half long. Like, it felt longer, but it felt longer in a good way. And I honestly wish it was longer. I wish we had just a little more time to dive into all of these characters. I don't think we had insufficient time, but I really, really, really wanted to get to know everyone just a little bit more because we really only got brief flashes and brief descriptions of their lives and their characteristics. And I wish we had more time to get more into it. If you haven't seen it, I highly encourage you to go watch it. It's so much fun. It's definitely worth your time. And if you have seen it, maybe this is your sign to go watch it again. That's really all I had to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next time. Bye, lovelies. Okay, that's it.